Hey guys, what's up? It's Lady Calysta. I have decided to do a series of videos that are going to be more focused on just different topics and things that I think are kind of coming up in the game. And the last video that I did, which was, I think it was called like Pick on Someone Your Own Sides, Calysta, actually did really well. And what I really love, guys, is to see how all of you are kind of interacting with each other in the comment section. Everybody has their own opinion, right, on specific topics, and I think the more that we can discuss and just share each other's kind of like viewpoints on things, it can be enlightening, right? Because it gives you a different viewpoint on specific things that people are thinking. So one of the things that I wanted to mention that I was seeing like a bit of kind of back and forth on was tile hitting. Now, tile hitting is something that is super controversial. You're going to have a few schools of thought. You're going to have players that absolutely will not tile hit no matter what. You're going to have the opposite end of the spectrum, which they see it as free kills and they're going to tile hit any chance they get. And then you're going to have people that are falling somewhere in the middle. Now, in terms of the way that I view this topic, to me, I'm definitely somewhere in the middle. Especially when I first started playing, I would get tile hit all the time. And if you guys take a look at my account, and I'll show you guys how much do I farm? I don't farm a whole lot. I rather fight and loot castles to get resources rather than farm. And I think it's because when I first started playing this game, I would get tile hit all the time. Like if my guild was fighting with someone, boom, I would get tile hit. If it would be like random people tile hitting me, it was horrible. So I was like, every time I'd feel like I'd have to have my notifications on, and if I was at work or whatever, and I'd come back and I was like, well, there we go, hospital's filled, oh my god, right? So it happened all the time. So it really, really pissed me off, and it was super annoying. Like, I'll be honest, I hated that, right? It feels bad. I will say that as I've gotten bigger in the game, from my perspective, like, I definitely don't normally tile hit. It's definitely not something that I normally do, but there are specific situations where I excuse myself and let myself do it, and I'll let you guys know what that is. So for example, the number one reason that I will tile hit is KVK. So you guys know, if you watched any of my KVK videos, I tend to really focus on defending a lot more than attacking. So that means that I'll stay in my home kingdom and basically defend. And when you're doing that, people will come to your kingdom for a variety of different things. It's not always to burn castles in your kingdom, but they're coming to farm in your kingdom. They're coming to, you know, kill monsters in your kingdom. And I will say it totally annoys me when I'm porting, you know, randomly through my kingdom and I see a bunch of like red tiles, like all these invaders farming, right? So for me, because you are coming to my kingdom and you are quote unquote invading, I am totally excusing tile hit. So that might annoy some of you guys, or some others might agree or might understand kind of what I mean. But to me, it's you're taking a chance by coming to my kingdom and you're an invader and you're trying to grab tiles. And to me, it's like, I see it as totally fine to tile hit if it's KVK. Another time that I might be okay tile hitting is if your guild tile hits my guild. So, and that, you know, that always becomes like a thing, and you're going to be in different situations, guys, where you're going to just be in war, right, with another guild. And especially for some of you that are in some of the bigger alliances, if you think about it, and you have a bunch of farmers in your enemy guild, like they're farming to basically feed troops to the people that are going to be rallying you, right? So in times of active war, especially as we fought some guilds that are just super dirty, and this has happened in a few of the guilds that I've been in where they just play dirty as hell. And I'm gonna be doing a video that's gonna be called like the gentleman's rules of Lords Mobile, and one of them is like, you don't hit your own kingdom's guilds in like KVK, but some guilds just do that, right? Like some of them, and there's been two big occasions, and I think I've gotten them on video, once when I was in BRR and once more recently in CAE, that as soon as KVK starts, all of a sudden we have a ton of rallies on all our players, and those rallies are all coming from our own kingdom, right? And we always lose those KVKs, and it's such a pain, because KVK should really be a time that you're working as a unit. You're going to put aside all the BS. You're going to put aside the fact that you're warring internally, and you're going to try to come together as a kingdom to try to win and come up with a good result. But not everybody thinks that way, and there's definitely guilds out there that are just super like underhanded. And to me, those types of guilds are the ones that are always going to be tile hitting and doing all that sort of nonsense. So to me, like, it's on. Like, if that's the way that the guild operates, like, I give back what I receive. That's just like my motto. I try to be the bigger person when I can sometimes, but like, I'm human, right? And it's gonna piss me off if they're doing stuff like that, and I'm gonna retaliate because I can. So that's just kind of the way that it rolls. So I would say that's kind of my viewpoint on tile hitting. I'm curious to see kind of what everybody else thinks. I know that some of you guys, as you're trying to hit hero level 60, and we talked about that in one of my videos in the past in terms of hitting level 60 quickly, attacking is going to help you hit level 60 quickly, right? And if you don't have a level 60 hero yet, tiles can seem really, really attractive. I'm not judging. Like, I had it done to me, it sucked. I don't do it to others, right? Unless you're kind of you're in this guild that we are absolutely at war with and you have like no scruples yourself, or we're in KVK. Other than that, like, I normally just never tile hit. But you're going to be in situations where you might need to get easy kills, right? And it's not necessarily for your kill count, but it's going to be in order to be able to like level up your hero and stuff like that, which, you know, to me is kind of understandable, but it does suck, right? So curious to see what everybody else thinks. Sound down below. I love to see kind of like the discussion and interaction between you guys, because I think everybody has such a different viewpoint. And the really cool thing, when you see those discussions, it's like super tenured players that have been playing for a couple years, and then there's a bunch of players that have been playing for a couple weeks, right? So everybody has a very different viewpoint. As usual, thank you so much for watching.